Hi guys and welcome back. In this week's video, I'm going to show you guys how I water change this whole nano gallery that I have. So these tanks are exclusively shrimp tanks. So there's not too much of a big water change to do, but because it's been really hot lately, there is quite a lot of evaporation. So first things first, I'm going to start off by turning off all the filters. Personally, I like to start my water changes always in the same way. I like to start by scraping the glass so then I can actually see what I'm doing. This tank here is actually one of the newer additions I did like a week ago. So it's still looking really rough. This is just weeping moss I've actually glued down to lava rock with super glue. So we can actually see how much evaporation there's been, in particular on these two tanks here. This is about 2 weeks worth of evaporation. So I'm based in France. Right now, we have been going through quite a lot of heat. There actually has been a heat wave. So yeah, you can really see how much it's actually evaporated. So in general, I would really top these tanks off almost every 2 to 3 days. But this last week, I've been lazy, so I've been putting it off, and it's water change day, so it's fine. Before I scrape the glass on this mini Dutch aquarium, let's take a closer look at it. Some of you may know I actually made a video on how to get rid of hair algae only using lighting. So this is about 3 weeks after that video launched. So let's take a look at how the tank is doing. As you guys can see, the tank is doing really well. The plants have really picked up growth wise. It actually needs a trim right now because it looks really messy, but otherwise no hair algae in sight. There is a little bit of algae on the filter, but that's fine. That's also maintenance things. But the tank is overall doing really well. I think I might just trim it today actually, so then it's done. I'm actually seeing a lot of baby shrimp in here, so I'm going to have to be really cautious when I'm doing the water changes, but I'm going to show you guys a small tip for water changing shrimp tanks when you do have a lot of baby shrimp. Last but not least is the forest tank actually scaped around a month ago, so it's been doing really well. Just like the moss tank, this tank still has a very long way to go growth wise, but eventually in a month or two it's going to get there. I actually have to move my little tables out the way because I can't access it otherwise. These are actually tanks for future projects, but I have nowhere to put them, so right now they are here. So normally I would water change straight into a bucket, but today I actually need to water the plants that are outside, so I'm directly going to water change straight into the watering can, just make things easier. So I am doing quite a big water change on this one. It's not something I would usually do, but it's not actually stocked, and because I set it up like a week ago, it needs a good water change. I'm also fertilizing a lot, so that's why I'm doing such a big water change. So because in the next few tanks there are quite a lot of baby shrimp, I'm going to be using this net to water change. It's just safe measure, as it's like a really fine mesh net and the baby shrimp can't get sucked up. Again, because this one is not stocked yet, and I haven't water changed on it for about 3 weeks now, I am going to be doing a bigger water change on it. There's also quite a lot of aqua soil that's kind of slid towards the sand, and it doesn't really look that aesthetic, so I'm going to take it off as well. I actually think before water changing, I'm actually going to trim this moss because I don't like how it's looking. I like to say it happens to the best of us. But yeah, sometimes I still do it after all these years of aquascaping. I still don't look at the recipient I'm filling up. I get carried away with siphoning, and then I just hear a trickling noise and I'm like, oh no. No, I don't like where this is going. Damn it. Time to fill the tanks back up. I don't use reverse osmosis water. I wish I did, but I actually can't install it in the house where I currently live. It's just like that. So I used water from the tap, but I've been having problems with the water from the city for a few weeks now. What's been going on is that the pressure the water is coming out of the tap at is higher than usual, right? I tested the water parameters. They are the same as they used to be. It's just when I do water changes over 3 liters for any of my tanks, I see the fish or the shrimp just gushing straight up towards the surface. And I do think that has something to do with the dissolution of gases in the water. So what I've been doing to counteract that is I let the water sit for about 3 days. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, but it's the reality of, you know, water changing with water from the city. So when you have your own kind of system at home, you can really control your water parameters, and you don't have little surprises like this one. So it's not too much of an issue. It's okay. I just have to fill this up and wait a few days for it to gas off. So it's no big deal. It's just a little bit inconvenient. I'm hoping maybe in a month or two, things will get back to normal. Maybe it has something to do with the hot weather as well. Maybe the wort plant has made changes. I don't know. So I'm just going to add a little bit of conditioner to water, and I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes. Okay, so now that it's been a few minutes, I'm going to start to fill back up the tanks. So the ones that have shrimp inside, the ones that are populated, I always use this. So I feel like I'm repeating myself, but somebody's always going to ask me what the hell this is. So this is just, it's a drip method. I refill that way. It just shocks the shrimp a lot less. So there can be a variation in temperature, there can be a slight difference in pH, whatever. When I fill the tanks back up. So just to ease the shrimp into the water change, I add the water back in very slowly. So this is just a plastic bottle with a hole and a toothpick to kind of regulate and adjust that kind of flow. while this one is slowly filling up, I'm going to fill the other ones up that aren't populated yet, just using this. So it's a lot quicker than just dripping it in, and there's no need to because there isn't any shrimp in. Going to quickly cut the stems in the back, the ones that have hit the surface only, and I think I'll be maybe doing the rest in like a few weeks. I'm just putting the snails back in because as much as some people don't like snails, I actually do find them quite useful. So there's no need to throw them out. And that is the end of today's video. Actually, it's not. I actually forgot to fertilize. Let me just do that. Okay, so now I'm done. So guys, this is the end of today's video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching me struggle during that water change, and I will see you next Monday for a new video.